Welcome to day 10 of the Age Freely Fitness and Wellness 14-day workshop to support you to create a plan to gain back control of your body and build lean mass during the menopause transition. Today I wanted to talk about protein and give you a little bit of background on why we're hearing so much about protein. There's jokes going around about protein saying we all have a part-time job trying to get enough protein, but there is a very, very good reason for that. So I'm going to cover that today just briefly to give you a little bit more of some reinforcement, and then we can share some ideas in the comment section of our Facebook page to talk about how we're all trying to get in more protein and some ideas and tips and tricks you might have. So number one, protein is incredibly important for building muscle and boosting our overall health. It's an essential macronutrient, and we get it from all sorts of sources. I'm sure you're aware, from everywhere from the meat, fish, dairy, seeds, nuts, etc. So number one, protein is essential for muscle growth and repair. So it provides amino acids that are the building blocks for muscle tissue, and it helps with muscle protein synthesis. So protein triggers the growth and repair of muscle. So if you can think about going to the gym and putting in a really hard workout, if we're not fueling before and after with a bit of protein, but especially after within 1 hour, we're kind of diminishing our results because we need to have a protein available to help with that growth of muscle and to really do its job and help us in the long run. And of course, protein helps with our metabolism because by building lean mass, by building muscle, we're actually going to have a higher resting metabolism. So protein is essential for building muscle, and muscle, of course, is going to help with a higher metabolism. Protein also helps to stabilize our blood sugar. So we've all been victim to cravings and wanting sugar or kind of hitting that midday low. So protein is a really good tool to make sure that you're having at each of your meals and spreading across the day to help with avoiding some of that blood sugar crash and those cravings. And protein helps with our appetite control, helping with the feeling of fullness. It also helps to regulate our hormones, which impact our hunger. And because we're feeling fuller, we're feeling more satisfied, we are less likely to eat things and overconsume calories. And this, of course, is super important during the menopause transition where our appetite is going up due to the hormone decline of estrogen. Protein is also very important for our bone health. It aids in calcium absorption. It's important for our bone density. It supports the maintenance of a strong skeletal system structure, and it can also help with preventing fractures. It's also important in terms of immune system support. Protein is actually crucial for our immune system, and it enhances our body's ability to fight infections. And it's also really important for our cognitive functions. So protein is essential for brain chemical production, so those neurotransmitters. It's important for memory enhancement. It can support the formation and recall of memories, as well as mood regulation, so helping to balance emotions and reduce stress, which of course during the menopause transition is also really critical to get all the help that we can get. And so there's many different sources of protein. The most important thing is to plan for your protein. I plan my meals around my protein. I make sure that I have about 30 to 40 grams per meal throughout the day. And then if I need a little extra, I can get it at my snacks. I always try to have some prepared protein for lunch, chicken breast, fish, can of tuna. I have some oats with Greek yogurt and scoop of protein powder in the morning. Sometimes you do have to supplement. I prefer whole foods, but there are times where we're going to have to supplement, especially if we're in a hurry or we're just not getting enough. And then dinner, of course, is planned around the protein. And that doesn't mean to say that we don't want to get lots of fiber and lots of greens and lots of vegetables, but it's really important that we're getting enough protein in throughout the day. So we're going to have to plan for it. So if you're only at the recommendation in general, at least Stacey Sims, who's one of the leading experts around women in menopause, she's a PhD neuroscientist, exercise physiologist and nutrition scientist. And her recommendation is about 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So that might not seem achievable right now for some of you if you're only getting about 80 grams. So these habits take time. As I've said before, start with increasing about 10 a week. Start playing with kind of planning your food, planning your meals. Try to make it good and fun, and you want to enjoy your food, and you will get there, I promise. And I actually pre-enter my protein every day into MyFitnessPal, and that just gives me peace of mind to know that I'm going to get enough, and it's encouraging me to make sure I'm eating enough, and then I plan the rest of the food around that. So that's all I wanted to share today about protein, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.